Famed musician Arturo Sandoval was among those celebrated at the 47th Kennedy Center Honors earlier this month, which aired last night on CBS. But as a young boy in Cuba, Sandoval's rise to the top of the music world was inconceivable. He has now won 10 Grammy Awards and performed the world over. Jeff Bennett met up with Sandoval at the Pearl Street Warehouse in Washington, D.C. recently to talk about a life filled with music and paying and playing it forward. It's part of our Arts and Culture series, Canvas.
Improvisation like this is what sets Arturo Sandoval apart. Every note a story unto itself, transforming each of his performances into a one-of-a-kind masterpiece. And whether entertaining audiences huge or small, he says he aims to engage at a very emotional level.
I love because I feel when I say, man, this is so worthy, that whatever I'm saying is penetrating their soul and they understand and we communicate.
Born into a poor family in Artemisa, a small village in the province of Havana, Cuba, the 75-year-old learned early what brought him joy, enrolling in the Cuban National School of Arts and earning a place in the country's all-star national band. What was your first introduction to music growing up in Cuba?
I started banging all over, and everybody was so mad at me, my family, neighbors, everybody, because I want to play it on top of everything. But you know what's funny? Nobody in my family, before or after me, has been involved with the music in any capacity.
Really? How did music find you then?
Oh, that's a good question for God. Not for me. The only thing I can assure you that music saved my butt.
How? How did it save you?
How? Because I was a hopeless kid. I didn't see any light at the end of a tunnel because I not even could find a tunnel. And the music came and opened completely a new horizon for me, and I fall in love from the very beginning with music, man.
Is it true that when you were doing your obligatory military service,
yeah,
that you were caught listening to jazz music, which was a major offense at the time because the Cuban government called jazz the music of imperialism?
Yeah.
And you were punished for it. What do you remember about that time?
I was, as you say, I was in the obligatory military service for 3 years and 4 days. And then, as you say, they used to call the music of the Yankee imperialists.
You were in jail for 3.5 months for listening to jazz music.
That was good for me because that corroborated my desire to leave the island.
A chance meeting with Dizzy Gillespie on tour in Cuba would eventually make that possible.
They organized a kind of jam session with the Visitor and the band I was playing at that time in Cuba. When we started playing for them, I said, and he was looking at us and laughing and laughing. But the bottom line is, when he come back to New York, he started talking about that band that he heard in Cuba, nonstop.
At Gillespie's recommendation, the then president of CBS Records signed Sandoval to a life-changing record deal.
He put us on the plane from Havana to LaGuardia in New York. We landed there mid-afternoon. They put us in the small bus. They drove us to the sound check. We not even check in the hotel. To the sound check at Carnegie Hall.
The first time you played in the States, you played at Carnegie Hall?
You hear me wrong. Not the first time.
Yeah.
The first day ever.
It was Gillespie who became a friend, as well as mentor, who helped him defect from Cuba, along with his wife and son, while on tour with the United Nations Orchestra in 1977. What did you learn from him?
To keep your passion and love for music alive. Doesn't matter the age, or doesn't matter the fame, or doesn't matter anything. Keep that passion alive, always.
You still practice every day? You're still pushing boundaries of what you can do?
It's two ways to play music. Or you play what you want, or you play what you can. The only thing you have to do is be consistent in your practicing. Got a strong discipline and passion. You need that kind of discipline, especially with the trumpet. The trumpet is merciless. The trumpet don't give you a break, my friend.
Merciless, yeah. Sandoval gained more acclaim and larger audiences as he toured worldwide with his own band and with Dizzy Gillespie.
Arturo Sandoval.
He became so popular that he played at the halftime of the 1995 Super Bowl and for the Obamas at the White House in 2012. The following year, President Obama presented Sandoval a Presidential Medal of Freedom. When did you know that music would be your life's work?
It was a process that took years, you know. And the concept that the people used to have about musicians was terrible, you know. But my decision was, how can I say, irrevocable? Irrevocable?
Irrevocable.
Eh?
Irrevocable.
Irrevocable.
Sandoval is best known for his virtuoso playing of jazz trumpet and flugelhorn, but also for piano, timbales, vocals, and keyboard. I asked him what distinguishes jazz and Latin jazz in particular.
Jazz is synonymous of freedom. And for me, I strongly believe that freedom is the most important word in any dictionary, in any language in the world. Because no freedom, no life. And I can talk about because I know the difference between no freedom and freedom.
You know, you're a real master of technical expertise and emotional expression. How do you balance both elements?
I like the second part.
The second one, the emotional
yeah.
expression. Okay. Doesn't one inform the other? And I ask you this because I was listening to Mambo Caliente the other day.
Yeah.
And you hit this high C. You hit a C7 in that song. And that, to me, is technical expertise.
To play low or high is more related to the technique. But for example, to really notice a big difference between a musician who can play technically flawless and incredible, and then you have to tell them, please, play for me a simple, a slow melody, and sing with your instrument like a good singer. Because if some people play the melody, say, when I fall in love. It's different when you play an instrument. You know, to sing with an instrument.
What excites you about the future of jazz and the future of Latin music?
You know, we have to keep a hope alive, you know. Jazz has never been the music of the huge, massive audience, you know. But the real jazz fans are very special. We must protect, defend, and preserve jazz music. And I still, at 75, I still practicing every day, and I love music more every day.